I'm going to go into more detail about the table of contents and how to set it up. In order for the table of contents to work, you need to tell Microsoft Word what your headings are. So in order for it to create that list along the left, it needs to be identified as to what is going to be a heading and a subheading. Now, Microsoft Word, there is this feature where up here where it says Styles, so under the Home tab, where it says Styles, you can either click to the right on this right triangle, or you can click on this triangle below and you can see all your options. And pretty much, let me just show you what this does. If I highlight some text, it already has some pre-formatting in there, a heading level, a title level, strong, and this has to do with a little bit of coding and things like that, but you don't really need to worry about that. You just need to see how it works. So if I were to choose in this case title, it automatically has some preset codes in there to say, all right, all titles are going to have this font Calibri 26 and it's going to be blue. And if I were to assign, let's say, another thing here like this, that same title tag, it's going to look identical. See, it even put that line. That line was a part of it as well. So now what we have to do is we have to go through our paper and we need to identify all of our level 1 headings as the same tag and all of our level 2 headings as the same tag. Let me undo what I did here with this. Alright, so if we go to page 2, abstract would be a level 1 heading. So I'm going to highlight the word abstract and I'm going to go to my options here. Now, from my understanding, I didn't see one that was already pre-made here that looks like something that would be a level 1 for APA formatting. So this is what I do. I choose heading 1 and then I'm going to do the same thing for introduction school identity heading 1. Alright, now we know that this is not the way it can look for an APA formatted paper, but there's a way to modify this. If I select that, look it up here, as soon as I select abstract, it jumps to the heading 1 because it knows that's what it's assigned. So I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to right click on the heading 1 and I'm going to choose, oh look at, I didn't even notice this before, select all 2 instances. I can select all 2 instances. That would be nice. And I'm going to choose modify. And I'm going to give this a unique name so I know what it means. Level 1 APA. And I'm going to format it here. Computer's giving me the little wheel of death. It's thinking. There we go. We made it through that one. Times New Roman, 12 points. And the word abstract's not supposed to be bold for APA formatting, but all of the headings after that are supposed to be bold except for the appendix. So I'm going to make a choice here. Since most of my headings are going to be bold, I'm going to leave the bold option on. And I'll just go and change this a few instances that aren't supposed to be bold. So I'm going to also make it center aligned because most of the level 1 headings are supposed to be center aligned. I'm going to make sure the text is black by clicking on that, or you can click here to make sure it's on black because that other original one was blue. And I'm going to take a gamble here. I haven't tried this before, but I'm going to choose automatically update. And let's select OK. And now what it did was it made this a level 1. Notice if I click on it, I can see level 1. It changed the formatting to be bold, and here it did this as well. Alright, so now let's take a look at, I'm going to shrink this a little bit more. My next heading would be assigned here, methodology. So I am going to select highlight methodology and I'm going to assign it the level 1 APA. And notice it put it in the center, it bolded, and it made sure it stayed as Times New Roman. So you would have to go and do that for every part of your paper that had a level 1. So that would take a few minutes. I'm going to do that. Nope, actually, activities is not. All right, it gets a little trickier down by the appendix because if we look at the appendix, technically there should be the word appendices and then appendix A, B, or you could just make these level 1s. Yeah, that's what I should do, is make these level 1s. That way they're flush left, not indented. They shouldn't be level 2s. So we'll make sure we do that over here on this one. We'll assign them level 1, and actually it'll make them a little easier. So level 1. And I'm going to fix this here. Appendices are not supposed to have bold text, so I can simply fix that by unbolding it up here, and it will not affect the other level 1s that have already been assigned. So what I mean is, by me unbolding it down there, it still kept this level 1 bold as originally assigned. In fact, while I'm up here, I'll make sure abstract is not bold because it's not supposed to be bold. I'm going to put a space there. All right, so you might want to, as you are formatting your paper and going through and assigning all your level 1s to all of your level 1 headings, you might want to fast forward through this area of the video as I'm putting in my level 1s. The next thing I'll do is start putting in my level 2s after I assign my level 1s. I'm looking for my appendix C. There we go. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going through all my pages to make sure every level 1 heading is assigned a level 1 tag. And if I forget one, I can easily add one in later. Okay, so now you want to go through and assign your level 2s. I'm actually forgetting what the level 2s are, so I'm going to look at this. So concern, topic, main research, and purpose. All right, so, okay, concern topic is right here. I'm going to highlight concern topic, and this one I'm going to assign a heading 2. So I'm going to click on up here where it says styles, heading 2. And this is similar to the way we did heading 1. So I assigned it heading 2 and noticed it created a format that is not acceptable for this paper. So I'm going to right click on heading 2. I'm going to choose modify. I'm going to name this level 2 APA. And I'm going to make sure it says times. As soon as it's done thinking, there we go. Times New Roman at 12 points. Bold, black, center aligned. Automatically update. Okay. Now that I'm thinking about it, I want to confirm that level 2s are supposed to be bold. Yes, okay. All right, so actually I have to edit this. Level 2 headings, if I go back up here to level 2, right click and modify, it's not supposed to be center aligned. It is supposed to be left aligned. Level 2s are left aligned. I'll select OK. And now that has a level 2. And I'm looking for two more things. Oh, here we go. Purpose of research. APA level 2, APA. I'm going to click on that style that I created. And then you want to go to main research question and go back to that level 2 style that you created. Click on that. All right. So now you have all of your headings and subheadings assigned a style, a level 1 and a level 2 that you created. So now it's time to actually put in that table of contents. Let's fix that title really quick. All right, so what I'm going to do is the table of contents needs to go before the abstract. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the word abstract, put my cursor in front of that, and I'm going to insert a page break just to give an extra page here. And now I have a blank page. I'm going to put my cursor on that blank page. And now it's time for us to insert table of contents. And I don't remember where to go to do that. I forgot that part. So I'm just going to go up to help and type in table of contents. And actually this is pretty useful. If it isn't going to be too slow, it's pretty useful. I'm going to make sure my cursor is on this page, and I'm going to go to Insert, Index and Tables, select on that, or click on that, and then there's an option in this window that says Table of Contents. You can choose the way you want it to look. I'm going to just choose Classic in this case. And there's an option to show different levels, right align page numbers, show page numbers. I do want that, so you want those two selected. You could choose what kind of leader you want. I'm going to put the dashes in there. And I'm going to select OK. And notice it put it all in there. Okay, so why did it put it all in there? Well, it put it all in there because we had assigned certain pieces of text as headers and subheaders. You know, when we we're back at the Home tab and you assign the text to style, Microsoft Word can read those styles and do things with it. In this case, create a table of contents. Now this is not formatted very nicely, so you can still highlight that and you can make things bold or unbold. You can double space it. All right, you can still move it around. I can add table of contents up here, and I can format that the way I want. Notice it aligned it and it threw those level 2s in there. Now if you wouldn't have assigned that a second style, it would not have understood that to be a level 2 and it would not have indented it. All right, notice it automatically put the page numbers in there. So let's say you change your mind on something, or let's say you change something up, like your page numbers change. So I'm going to go to my page 5. I'm going to delete a big chunk of text. And now my concern and topic subheading actually moved to page 5. But up in my table of contents, it still says page 6. So you can edit this to automatically update it. What you do is you select your table of contents. Okay, this is working a little differently here. I selected it and I right clicked on the word abstract once it was highlighted and I chose update field, and then you get this window. Update page numbers only or update entire table. So if I would have made some changes to some words or headings, I would choose entire table, but in this case I just want to update to page numbers only. I select OK and it should have changed it. Page 5, concern topic. Oh, actually here, I can just try to make sure it works by, I'm going to click on the word number 5. Yep, it updated to page 5. Let's look down here. Some people might want to create a heading that says appendices that goes above appendix A, B, C, D, E, and F. And you would maybe want that to be the appendix to be assigned a page number and the appendices to be subheadings. So you could do that. It would have been better if you would have started off that way, because this will get a little bit complicated now. And if you don't want to do that, you can just close the video now. But if you want to be able to make a change, let me show you. You could go here, type in the word appendix, and if you want this to be the main heading, we want this to be a level 1. Appendix will not be bold in AP formatting. And then if you'd want these to be indented underneath appendix, we would have to assign these level 2 instead. It's not that hard, you just have to click on it. Right now it's assigned to level 1. I can click level 2 instead. It moves it over because we told our level 2s that they are off to the left, but you can do that, assign level 2, and then move them back over to the middle if you want. Remember, they're not supposed to be bold, but they are supposed to be centered for appendix. And let's do this for D. And sometimes I select on that. It goes to the header instead because it's pretty close. Level 2, unbold, center. And I'll do the same thing for F. I think there's a G. Yes, there's a G. Level 2, unbold, center. All right, so now I've made some changes, and now when I go back up to the top here and I go to my table of contents, I right click and I choose update field. In this case, I need to update my entire table. Select OK. And now, whoops, what happens is when I click on my table of contents by accident, it jumps to the page it thinks it wants me to. So notice it put the word appendix in there and it put all the other sub appendix underneath it. Actually, this should be a appendices if you're really. And again, I can highlight that and I can reformat it. That is a little bit of a hassle every time you make an update to the entire table. You'll have to change your formatting. And just so you know, you could change something here. If you want to change the words, you can do whatever you want in here and it won't affect anything in the rest of your document. Again, double check that it's working by clicking on the page number, make sure it goes to that page number. I want to clarify one thing. On when I created this document, it looks a little bit different than the other document for the table of contents. When I select the table of contents and I right click on it, that's where I can get to my update field to be able to update page numbers or entire table. But for some reason on this other document I created originally, when I go to my table of contents, I get this blue box around it. And if I click away, you don't see the blue box. Okay. But if I click in the area of the table of contents, I get this blue box with the right or the triangle I can click on and I can choose update table or remove table of contents if I want. If I choose update table, that's where I get update page numbers or update entire table. So I don't know which one you're going to get. Right now I don't have time to figure out why one is blue, one isn't, but I do know that in both cases it's doing what I need it to do, so I'm fine with that. I'm going to cancel. Also, a quick note here. I notice there's something I have to fix here where it says references and then it has the appendix underneath it like this. I don't think that is the way it's supposed to look. It doesn't. I don't think appendix should be a subheading of reference. So that would be something I am going to go back and double check to see if the formatting is supposed to be like that. And if not, I will be able to fix it.